Hello, Emma. Hello again. It's good to see
Hi,
you.
Ghada. How's everything going? Good to see you too.
Now that we're doing our second session, we already have decided or contracted our sessions together. We already have decided that this is going to be a recurring meeting. We are meeting multiple times, and I assure you, whatever that goes between us here is going to be totally confidential. Um, and of course, we are working here on your plan, and I would just like make sure that you allow me to remind you of any of the discussion points that we use today or any other day if you think this is going to be helpful to reach your goal of the session.
Sure. I
Okay.
absolutely agree to all of the above. Thank you.
Okay, so this session is going to be recorded. Are you fine with that?
Yeah, absolutely no problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. So
You're welcome.
let's get to start here.
Sure.
Okay, so what's your goal for today's session?
To be honest, I'm probably looking at a little bit more motivation. So I've been super busy, but I've not been motivated. So it's kind of like it's turned on its head. Whereas before I was super motivated for everything, and now
Mhm.
I'm not as motivated. So I just want to have that motivation injection back, which is somehow lost somewhere in Bahrain.
Okay, so when do you last remember you had that kind of motivation you are longing for now?
It was probably before Corona, before the lockdown. We just had a 5-week lockdown, which I think has also affected my motivation, just because we were at home, not any other reason. So probably about 6 to 7 weeks ago, I could feel it slowly starting to deplete.
Mhm.
And I tried to sort of bring myself back up, but I just kind of knew we were going into lockdown, and I just kind of let it fall by the wayside, I think.
Mhm. Okay, so what does it mean to you when you are motivated?
It's exciting. It makes me want to move forward. I have my fingers in a bunch of different pies, so I get excited about an entrepreneurial side, my coaching side. I work in real estate. So that's my full-time job. So having my fingers in all these pies and getting super excited is really motivating and exciting for me. So it feels good, and it feels like something that I want to continue and to maintain and to grow as well. If I can develop more motivation, of course, it's going to feel even more amazing because I'm going to get more things done.
Okay, so the reason you think that you lost the motivation or part of your motivation maybe is during the lockdown thing. Do you think that the lockdown has changed your external environment?
I think, well, I want to say no, because really, I mean, honestly speaking, nothing really changed for me in lockdown. I think the only thing that changed was the social element. Of course, I couldn't go to have like a coffee or whatever, and that affected my work as well, because obviously my work is a lot of like, stopping in to grab a coffee on a viewing and meeting an owner and having a coffee in the office. So there's a lot of that element that was kind of dropped because of that. Was I still motivated? Yeah, but I wasn't my usual like go-getter self. So yes and no. I mean, it did affect it in some ways, but also I was in other lockdowns and I was absolutely fine. In fact, I worked harder during other lockdowns. So it was just this lockdown really that was kind of like, okay.
Mhm. So I have a feeling that you were like, you think that the external environment was not a thing that affected your motivation. But since finding motivation becomes your goal, so we are going to go to the deeper level, which is your internal environment, the self-talk you hold, the kind of meaning you have for your job. Did
Mm-hmm.
that change by any means during the lockdown?
Um, You know what? It probably did. Being honest with myself, it probably did. I think, during lockdown, yes, I still got calls for clients. I mean, real estate clients, and it it did affect a little bit. You know, because I was kind of like tomorrow, next week, no issues. You know, and I think I forgot to mention also that I moved house like 2 weeks before lockdown went into play. So moving house and having the stress of moving house and then moving into lockdown and having like not too much motivation, I think everything compounded into one. So internally, I was probably dealing with the stress of moving house because it was exhausting and I have a lot of stuff. I still feel like I didn't unpack properly, but anyway. And then also, you know, with this big lockdown, my clients were still calling, but it was more like I kind of shifted more into a management role over a real estate role. So basically, I kind of began to manage my client properties, you know, if they needed help or whatever. So I was on the ball for that, but I was kind of more slow for other things. And then one of my online functions, because I do some stuff online. I don't want to get into it, but I do some stuff online. So one of my online functions kind of started to slowly fall by the wayside as well. And that's some work I do in China. And basically, because of Corona getting okay, and you know, people go back to work and stuff, that slowly started to deplete because people were, you know, living their normal lives, which is great. But it was, you know, I felt that also. It wasn't a huge thing. It was like maybe like 5% or even 2%. It was nothing. But compounded, when you add in all the little percentages, then it starts to feel like, ah, no, where's my motivation gone?
So, first, let me congratulate you for the new house you moved. Okay,
Sorry,
congratulations for the new place.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations for you. Okay. And the second thing, yeah, I hope you enjoy it and you get familiar with the neighborhood. And let me ask you a question.
Sure.
I have a feeling when you were talking that you were like racing, you have a lot of things that you were doing together. It's like a nice expression. You have a lot of smiles. You have a nice expression, but it just like reveals that that was stressful. You were overwhelmed at one point. Is this true?
Probably, yeah. You know, I mean, when I moved house, just even more to add into that, my car broke down. It cost me a lot of money in repairs. I've now had to put it up for sale because it's going to cost me even more. So everything compounded happened at once. Basically, I was moving house. I moved to an apartment. So I was moving house by foot and by taxi because my car broke down on the middle of the highway. You know, and left me kind of stranded. So everything happened at once. Like if all the buses could come at once, I got all of them. Like there was no buses left. I got every single one of them. Like it was really brutal. So yes, I did have a lot of things happening all at once, but also I love that. Like, and obviously not the negative stuff, but I love to be in lots of things. I love to have lots of things going on, and it does get me excited. And I can feel myself now getting excited about the concept of doing loads of different things. So yes and no. Like there were some things that I didn't appreciate or like, but there was also some things that I enjoyed. Like moving house was enjoyable. It's stressful but enjoyable. Like I'm glad to be where I am. I'm in a new apartment. It's sea view. It's pretty. I bought furniture, so there was a lot of good things, but there was a lot of stressful things on top. You know, like I moved into a semi-furnished apartment. I had to buy all new furniture in the middle of a lockdown with no car and blah 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 blah. You know, so it goes on and on and on.
Okay, so this is very nice. I mean, I like the way you're like talking about how it all went, how it was a lot of work for you, but how excited that made you. But
yeah,
it's like, for me, I feel that. Did you do some recovery? So you just like protect your energy? Did you
no, I
do the
didn't do
recovery?
anything. No, I literally handled all the buses and
Mm-hmm.
somehow managed to put them somewhere and just continued.
Yeah.
So no, I didn't recover. I haven't recovered, and that's probably affecting my mind, my mindset, my self-talk, my body because I'm tired. I'm forgetful, which I'm not usually. So these things are starting to affect internally as well, which is quite frustrating.
So what do you think now is the right step to do? What's the right move now? now that we were talking about doing a lot and getting excited,
Yeah.
but not getting rest.
Well, it is a bit okay. Getting rest is a little bit challenging anyway, because I generally sleep on average 4 to 5 hours a night, sometimes even 3 hours, and that's a natural thing. I've always done it. So getting rest is never an easy thing, because I'm literally like wide awake by 5 a.m. in the morning, and I sleep probably around 1 or 2, or and you see it's like 8:47 where I am now, and I'm high energy. I'm like go 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 go. So yeah, sleeping is not really high on my list of priorities, but I do try and rest. Especially now, I think my body's just kind of saying like rest, because I started to get tired. My body's like, we're gonna have to slow her down somehow. Let's make her sit down. So it's kind of like I'm being controlled by my body instead of my mind controlling my body, if that makes sense.
So in what ways can you take a break? In what ways do you seek rest?
So one of the biggest things that I think affected my lockdown this time was the gym. So when the gym is closed, it affects me, and it's hard. So I go to the gym every day, and I was going to the gym every day. So what happened basically here, long story short, they announced vaccinations. So my gym lockdown actually started earlier. So from last Eid, until now, I haven't been able to go to the gym because of lockdown, and I don't have motivation to do gym in my house. I've started doing some videos this week, but that's a huge issue for me. Not being able to go to the gym is a massive thing for me. So having the loss of gym played a big part, but having the gym come back helps me with my energy levels and helps me to focus. Like sometimes I'll read when I'm at the gym, like articles or whatever, or just to kind of take that moment down. Today I went to the salon, so I try and do small things, but they're all things that I couldn't do during lockdown, like gym, salon, going and getting my nails done. It's like the smallest thing, but it's something that I need. Going to certain supermarkets, because I was not vaccinated, I'm not allowed to go to certain supermarkets because they're in a mall. So, the things that I would usually do, it was like a challenge. Yes, I can do my own hair. Yes, I can do my own nails, but it's nice to just take a break. So yeah, I'm trying a little bit, but I'm not able to do it 100% because there's a lot of real estate work that's going on behind the scenes that takes up a lot of my time as well. So it's like right now, I've been uploading probably about 100 properties. For every property, there's like 10 to 25 photos and a description. So it's a lot of work. And I've been doing that for the past 3 days, nonstop, just typing, uploading. And it's exhausting and it's boring, to be honest. I love my job, but the admin side can be a bit boring sometimes. So those are elements as well. So I think gym, going to the salon, cooking. So I have been cooking a little bit. Like a few weeks ago in the middle of lockdown, I woke up and I made pancakes for breakfast. It sounds like such a small thing, Ghada, but it was just a way for me to just veg out and do something different, instead of like literally I have 2 phones and they go all the time. This is my work phone and it's constantly ringing. Even now I have messages. So it's constant. So I just put everything away. It was early in the morning on a Friday, so I knew I wasn't going to get bothered. I just made my pancakes and it was so nice to just veg out and just eat and make some coffee and just chill. So those are some things, but I probably could do with doing more stuff, to be honest, like relaxing stuff as opposed to just work all the time, which is what I'm doing right now.
So you said that you're not big on sleeping, you don't like to sleep a lot, and you think that's fine for you. But
yeah, it's all my life.
You remember that moment when you had the pancakes?
Yes. It was so nice. They were so delicious, actually. And I ate them all. I didn't share them with anyone. They were so tasty.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah, I mean, I can imagine after you left the gym, you're not going to work out for quite a while, and this means if you don't work out, you go and eat. I know, and then it's like
Easily.
your appetite is
yeah.
But there is something also very interesting here. It's like it seems like it was a peaceful moment. So you just like put all your phones away. You make a peaceful moment. You were
yes, it was
sort of mindful.
Yes,
You were
I mean,
sort of mindful.
yeah, I played some music, like some morning jazz or some
Mhm,
Latin music, but that was it. Like I
mhm.
didn't check my phone. This is my personal phone. I didn't check my phone and I left it just playing music. So it was quite a break because these things they're governed by like they own me right now, to be honest. They're constantly going. So yeah, it was nice just to take that break and just get a bit of peace because I haven't had much peace for 3 months, 4 months, maybe even longer. It's been like pretty hectic.
This is very interesting. So it seems that you can recall here one moment that you had a mindful activity and that
Yeah.
gave you a little peace and it
Yes.
had positive effect on you. So
Yes.
where do you think this is going? Where do you think this is going?
Definitely, I need to take more time for me. And this has actually been said a few times this week
Mhm,
from friends because so that even tonight and the night before and the night before last, because I've just been so busy with work, I was supposed to go out yesterday,
mhm,
um, and it got to like 10:30. I was still working and I had to send a message and say, sorry, I'm not able to come, I'm working. I mean, everybody understands that when I'm working, I'm
okay.
working, so
Mhm,
I'm thankful for that, but it was also like, whew, and a few of them sent me a message saying like, you're working a lot, as in like hint hint, take a break. So I am trying to take a break, hence why I went to the salon today.
mhm,
um these kind of interactions, I love them, they energize me, motivate me as well, so this
mhm,
is like a huge plus as well. And the gym, so I actually didn't go to the gym today, but I was just tired. So
mhm,
I kind of took a break, but I just needed to like kind of relax a little bit, so I didn't go to gym, but I went to the salon and then I went to do some work.
mhm,
And then I did come home and lay down actually. So I did lay down for about an hour, just laying down, like just to relax because I was feeling
mhm,
like a little tired. So I think probably more time for myself, being mindful.
mhm,
I think is very important, and I don't do it enough, and it's something that I should focus more on as well.
mhm.
I mean, I have started listening to some morning. Um, they're kind of like morning, not meditation, but they're kind of like morning. How do you describe them?
Affirmations?
Uh, Not affirmations. I love affirmations. Actually, now you
Yes.
reminded me about affirmations. I love affirmations. I don't also do them right now, but I was doing them a lot before.
Mhm,
They're like morning. It's kind of like asanas, like
mhm,
yoga poses, but it's like a vocal thing. I don't know how
mhm,
to describe it, but it's nice to listen to. So I listen to that when I'm in the shower because it's on my phone.
mhm.
But yeah, mindfulness and I think affirmations because I really love affirmations, and I don't know why I stopped doing them. Probably because I moved house and then it was just dominoes all the way down. So
Yes.
probably taking some time for me basically because I'm very much like go 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 go, but I'm also very much like if someone calls and they're like we need help, I'm like okay, I'm coming, you know. So it's also that that thing as well. Like anybody knows they can be like, hey, I think there's I'm like I'm right there,
Yes.
So it's also that as well, that concept. So yeah, making time for myself is important, and definitely being mindful and affirmations. Thank you so much for reminding me about affirmations, and taking time for me is
Yeah.
important.
I mean, I like the way you're talking. It's like you're very optimistic, you're very giving, and this is very nice. So, if you're very much ready to help everybody, so do you think you have the resources that you need in order to start taking care of yourself?
Um, I think I probably do. I often
Mhm.
joke that I'm Jack and Jane. So like I'm sorry, I laugh because I think it's very funny.
Yes.
So I'm not married and I don't have a partner. I don't have a boyfriend. So like, I just moved house and I bought a drill so I could drill holes in my wall because obviously I don't have anyone else to do it. So these mirrors, like all of these things, like I just became like one. So I kind of just, if I don't have the resources, I buy them or I borrow them or
Mhm.
whatever. So yes, I do have the resources. I just need to put two and two together in my mind and decide which one goes where and then go for it. Would I like
Mhm.
some help? Yes. but there's not many people that I might ask. You know, everybody's busy, and I don't really want people in my house after the corona situation. So I'm kind of like, you know, I just do it myself and get it done. That's kind of like my mindset.
I was suggesting like the help, maybe I was talking about like maybe help with knowledge, so resources. So are you sure you know everything that you need? You know everything about
Um,
self-care, for example, about how to take good care of yourself, about the practices that will put you on
so
track.
I want to
The,
say yes, but I also will be
okay.
honest and say no. Like I feel like part of my motivation is
Mhm.
also food, and okay, I don't eat very much anyway, and I generally try and eat healthy. But I've also been eating out a lot, and when I eat out a lot, I don't know what's in the food, and I can't. I have a lot of food allergies, so I have to be really careful. But
Mhm.
I can't understand how they prepared it. I don't know exactly. I didn't see them preparing it, so I have to be mindful as well that sometimes there's going to be contamination, and that's going to make me sick as well. And if that
Mhm.
makes me sick, it demotivates me as well.
Yeah.
So it's like honestly, it's like a double-edged sword. I eat out, and if I get sick, then I'm demotivated, and it's like a never-ending story. So I want to start cooking at home again more. I was even thinking just before I call, like I should make some soup up because I have some slow cookers, and I just throw
Mhm.
things in there and I leave it, and I have soup the next day. So
Mhm.
thinking about that, I was actually in my cupboard now, like, what do I have? I have lentils, I have rice, I'm vegetarian. I have this and that. So I'm like, I could use some of these things. So
Mhm.
I definitely like eating more healthy and probably eating a little bit more, because I think today I've had coffee and a salad, which is not very much for someone who's been running around the whole day. But so yeah, I'm just going to bring my dog up because she's a little bit lonely. And so yeah, probably a little bit of like nutrition guidance. So basically, I'll probably Google that, or I have a
Mhm.
trainer, so I'll ask my trainer a little bit as well.
Mhm.
I'm not working with my trainer right now, but he's helpful with like food guidance and recipes and stuff.
Okay.
Sorry, my dog.
No, it's fine. Hi there. It's like, okay. They can see the camera. Hello. Hi there. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little thing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's recap for now. We were talking, the goal for the session here is you finding motivation. And
Yes.
as we were talking, you talked about how energetic you usually are, how optimistic and how giving you usually are. And what is a put off for you is your sometimes if you miss this sense of motivation, if your energy drops, that becomes very much demotivating to you.
Yeah.
And we discovered together that you have been doing a lot lately. You are changing houses and you're doing a lot. So you're like normal, overwhelmed. Okay. And this really stressed you out for a while.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that we are trying to regain motivation in the search for motivation, what is the next step that you have in mind?
I think what I would like to do is put a plan together on like, so I usually say my schedule is pretty good. My schedule is in here, but it's kind of at the moment, it's just a blur of work. So I think what I want to do is try and maybe from tomorrow create a schedule. So in the morning, like 5 a.m., I either go to gym or I listen to affirmations, or I take some time. My dog's name is Eva. Sits with Eva. Just because usually in the morning I'm either researching on my phone because I'm trying to open a business as well.
Mhm.
So I'm researching. I know I just want to do everything at once. So I'm researching that when I wake up in the morning. So basically I start work at like 5 in the morning and I don't stop until 12, like 1.
Mhm.
So I think instead of picking up my phone in the morning and laying in bed, I should get out of bed, which to be honest I used to do before. Like I was
Mhm.
up and out of bed by 5 a.m. in the shower, in the gym, start my day, boom, 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 like very routine and organized. So I think getting that back would be great.
Okay.
So basically, routine planning, schedule planning, putting in like throughout the day, maybe 10 minutes just to sit and have mindfulness or listen to some affirmations. And then in the evening, instead of coming home and either messaging with friends, because we don't call, like I don't sit on the phone and just chat away because I think it's a waste of time, but we message so I can do other things. Like, you know, it's okay if I'm chatting to you and there might be, you know, someone coming through on the message, you know, not that I'm doing that now, but you know, if I'm studying or whatever, then I can do that. So these kind of things, just taking time and not like just basically focusing more on me and my needs as opposed to focusing more on everything else going on, you know, just taking that time. So I think putting a schedule together with goal, you know, something that I did for New Year's was goal setting, and I put my goals up on my mirror. I did it on New Year's Day, and I looked at them, and I ticked off some of them already, so I'm really proud of myself. But I think setting daily goals is probably a big thing too. So schedule, planning, daily goals, affirmation, mindfulness, the gym, healthy eating, or like, you know, trying to make an effort with food, like better food, not ordering takeout. And it's also expensive as well. And finding focus in work, and just when it gets overwhelming, trying to take a step back. Even if I know it's, you know, it's easier said than done when you're in it, but trying to see the signs of the stress and just, whew, okay, I'm going to take a walk and come back, or I'm going to play on my phone and come back, or whatever. I'm going to, you know, give Eva lots of kisses or whatever, you know, just to take that little break. She loves kisses.
I mean, that sounds like a very long list, and it's very, very nice. I mean, look at you when you are saying it, seems that it gives you energy already. So
Yeah.
you will be happy doing that.
Yes, 100%.
So what kind of person are you becoming when you have already done all that?
Definitely happier,
Mhm,
focused,
mhm.
stronger, and probably more clearer and more directive and able to get stuff done, because I have pending things. I have 2 degrees
Mhm.
and I have some coaching things that are just sitting because I don't physically have the time to put them anywhere in my schedule. So probably clarity and getting things done more will be a massive thing. And yeah, probably being happier. Not that I'm not happy, because I'm very happy, I'm sure you
Yeah.
can tell. But just, you know, when things are more organized, I'm happier. More happier. Yeah.
So what's the kind of character you're developing there? Like
I think
happy,
probably
grounded.
happy and grounded. I love that word, grounded. Happy and
Mhm,
grounded, and probably more able to cope. Not that I'm not coping, but like just having
mhm.
everything fall into place, and it's just like a beautiful picture in the end. And I'm still managing to like do everything that I'm trying to do, but it's more. It has more of a flow. It's more easy.
You have actually put a lot of words into describing the state that you want to reach. So,
Yes.
if we can give a visual for that, what kind of vision
Um,
can you have for it?
visual. So I want to say kind of like a mountain peak, you know, the top of a mountain peak.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I also want to add some rainbows in there. And I'm sorry
Yeah,
because I'm very creative. So I also feel like we should have some dolphins in the sea or something. I don't know. I'm quite creative and imaginative. It's all my years in education before real estate. So I'm like, you know, so yeah, like on the peak of a mountain, sun, lots of beautiful sky, blue sky, some dolphins, and like a rainbow. Just something really bright and happy and organized. Like the mountains would be nice and organized, not like all
yes,
over the place. Yeah, and definitely not cold.
definitely.
Cold. So like a nice summer's day with on the
Hmm.
top of a mountain, having climbed to the top of the mountain with
Hmm.
some nice dolphins swimming in the sea, and nice clear blue sky, like a bright blue
Yeah,
sky with bright sun.
this is already delightful. It's beautiful. It's kind of nice visual. Okay,
Yeah,
that would be really nice. I
yeah,
mean, sometimes if you would just like draw it for yourself, to remind you of the goal. That would be something.
Definitely.
Okay. So it seems that we already have a goal at our hands. And do you think this goal is going to take you to motivation, which is the thing that you were looking for?
Yes, I do. I think it really is. I think now it's just a case of me putting words into action. You know, I always say actions speak louder than words. It's putting words into action now and focusing on that and not deviating from that. So I think it's important that I stick to it and I'm accountable to like myself and making sure that I follow through. And I'm thinking maybe I'll buy like a little magnetic board and put it on my mirror, you know, so I can change it every day. I can write on it and change it every day. Just something like a little bit quirky. And at least I'm physically writing it. I know that I'm setting those goals for today. You know, I'm setting that time aside to write the goals. So I need to finish the goals. So yeah, something like that.
Okay, this is very nice. So from 1 to 10, how ready you think you are to start on your plan?
100.
Okay, that's really nice. That's really nice. I can see all the motivation is coming here again. So it's like,
I miss my motivation so much. My motivation is the thing that powers me every day for everything. Like it's so powerful for me. So definitely 100. I'm committed 100%.
okay, this is very nice. So for our next meeting, what would you like our goal to be like that? To be
I think for our next meeting, I would like to revisit sort of where we are as far as like where I'm motivated. I'd like to revisit our session again just to see if you know I got to where I wanted to be, which was obviously more motivated. So I think that, and then if anything else arises during the time before our next session, then of course we can add that if that's okay, and see you know how we can work that out as well.
Yes, of course. So now that we still have some time on our hands, let me ask you, how would you like us to resume our session for today?
Well, I think we talked about motivation, which is really exciting, but I think also like I would like to talk a little bit more about mindfulness and reaching that mindfulness goal. Even it's small things, but I think mindfulness is pretty important. And I realized from speaking with you, so thank you, that I'm really not focused on the things that I love, which are health, wellness, you know, internal positivity, self-talk. These are all so important. And I feel like I'm self-sabotaging, which is a negative thing. And I don't want to do that. I want to be positive and in that positive mindset. So being more mindfulness, being more mindful is definitely something that I'm gonna look into. And I like the idea of the sort of like daily goals, even though they're small. I like that. Like I like that concept. You know, that's like it gives me something to do. It gives me something to take off, and it makes me feel good internally that you know I've managed to hit the goals. It's not that I'm shouting them from my balcony. I finished a goal. No, it's my own little celebration. So I want to have that there.
So, how can you put this new goal for you in one sentence? Just
Go
one
get
sentence.
it. Go get it.
The it here refers to?
Sorry?
The it here refers to what?
Go get your goals. Like almost like just do it, but I don't want to use just do it because obviously that's a Nike thing. But it's like go get it. Like don't stop.
Okay. So
it's like you've got this. Go get it.
Go get it. So you're talking about everything together, or is it mindfulness?
No, I'd say it's probably lumped all together, like mindfulness and how I'm feeling, motivation. It's all together because if I'm motivated, I'm going to be practicing mindfulness. If I'm not motivated, I'm not going to be practicing mindfulness. I feel like they kind of go like hand in hand. So yeah, definitely it's all encompassed. Like, go get it. Like, you got this. You can do it. Just
So
move it.
okay. So if you could just like look deeper into the relation they have, do you think one of them can motivate the other, or they just happen together?
I think separate. Separately, yes, but
Mm-hmm.
I think also they go well together. You know, if you're practicing mindfulness and you're not motivated, yes, you'll be feeling more positive, but will you be fully motivated? So yes and no. I feel like they do go hand in hand, because if I'm motivated, I'm going to practice mindfulness. If I'm mindful, I'm going to practice motivation. I'm going to, you know, focus on my motivation. So I feel like they do go hand in hand. If I separated them, yes, I probably could, but I would want them to be more like together, you know, like I feel like they're kind of like a little team and they want to work together, hopefully, if I can persuade them to work together.
So would you like to put in a goal for mindfulness? Would you like to
A
put in
goal
a goal for that?
for
Mindfulness, if this is the
mindfulness.
second goal for our session.
Um, so actually I have a friend who practices mindfulness, and she actively teaches mindfulness as well. So I might reach out to her and see if she's got anything that might work. And if she doesn't, or if I don't, reach out to her, because sometimes we share resources. I think she actually sent me a book on mindfulness. I'll need to check my messages. This is ages ago. So I think reading more, doing some more research, and definitely taking time to be mindful, either in the morning when I wake up, or before I go to bed at night. Just having that, you know, refocus. How was my day? What did I do? I ticked off these goals, celebration. I didn't manage these ones, no worries next day, you know. So not being hard on myself. I think that's another thing, because I'm very hard on myself. So being mindful that, okay, I didn't do it, but it's okay. Like, there's only me to blame that I didn't do it. So it's okay. I'm going to be okay about it.
Okay. So do you think that mindfulness helps even with your self-talk? I think you said you
Yes.
reference self-talk a lot. You see, this is why I'm
Yes.
asking. I
No,
noticed
absolutely. I feel like affirmations, mindfulness, and self-talk, they're all together. And obviously motivation is kind of, you know, hanging around. But definitely, because if I'm practicing mindfulness, then the things that are going into my mind and that I'm thinking about are obviously going to be, you know, sort of positive things internally, as opposed to negative, or why didn't I do this, or why did I forget this, or oh my gosh, what's going on, or help, you know. So I think being mindful, yeah, it definitely goes together with sort of self-talk and how you feel internally, you know. Like, I don't want to feel stressed all the time. I want to feel relaxed. And I also know that I'm more stressed because I'm snappy, and I'm not usually snappy. I mean, I'm snappy, but internally. I don't verbalize it. And now I'm more snappy. You know, like, I'm very quick to be like, this is not acceptable. Whereas before I would be more like, maybe we can do it this way, you know. So I think definitely it plays a big part, you know, the self-talk, it plays a big part internally and externally. It's how you communicate to yourself, but also how you communicate to others, you know. And I definitely don't want to be snappy at someone, well, unless they deserve it, you know. I mean, I have to also stand my ground, you know. And in real estate, there's a lot of standing of my ground. But yeah, I mean, I think it does go together. You know, I want to be mindful. I want to have positive self-talk, and obviously I want that to come out for everyone else, because you never know what other people are going through. So I want to ensure that, you know, even if I don't know what's going on, I'm still, you know, being considerate to them and understanding of them, and, you know, communicating with them where needed, etc. You know.
So at this point, let's summarize what we went through today during the session. Yes?
Sure.
Okay. So.
Oh, you want me to summarize? I'm so sorry.
No,
I was just happily having a drink there. Okay, so I'm so sorry about that. Okay, so basically we talked about aligning my goals and putting things forward for motivation, self-talk and mindfulness. We set 2 goals, which were to put goals in place and of course to be more mindful. And I also want to do my like little daily planning and daily goals. Also taking time for myself are things that I need to definitely put into my like mini schedule. And just trying to take a few moments during my day when things are getting a little bit pressurized to just take a step back and be like, whew, let me breathe, let me grab a tea or a coffee or whatever, and then come back, you know, because there are times when I will literally just work 16 hours and I haven't had a break and I don't even know what my name is by the end of the day, you know? So definitely, definitely having that like, whew, 10-minute break, walking around, coming back is really important. So that's kind of my takeaway today, like goals, motivation, affirmations, positive self-talk, and just basically taking time for myself and doing the things that I enjoy, even if it's small things and things that Eva enjoys too.
And just in case, if you think that you need more knowledge or you need more resources, what are you going to do?
So I'm going to reach out to my friend who practices and teaches mindfulness, and if she's not able to give me any resources or if I have them already, I'm going to read them and then probably do some more research on the internet about mindfulness and potentially add on to that and do some like mindfulness audios. So, you know, like recording, so I can listen, you know, when I'm in the shower or whatever, because that's very helpful.
It is. It's very helpful. Okay. So it was a pleasure seeing you today, Emma. It was quite a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And we have an appointment next Tuesday, next time.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, looking forward.
Okay. So I hold you accountable for the goals that we've set together. And one thing that you're going to do by Tuesday is?
One thing that I'm going to do by Tuesday, actually, I could probably do a few things. So I can probably do my goal setting for my daily schedule. I'll definitely be taking some time out and mindfulness. So those are the 3 things I think I can probably hit by next Tuesday.
Okay, that's very good. That's very good. Thank you so much and see you then.
Thank you. Time. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.